Hello children, I'm going to read one of my favourite books today for World Book Day. It's all about a little boy who's very wild and gets up to all sorts of mischief. Do you know what that book is? Okay, it's one of my favourite books called Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Chasing animals, hammering nails into walls, all sorts of mischief. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Matt said, "I'll eat you up." So he went to bed without eating anything, and he looks miserable. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Look at the bedposts. And grew. Look at the canopy, and look at the moon. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around him. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. There he is on his journey. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And here's our first sighting of a wild thing. His hair's nearly as good as mine. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, and they look pretty wild, they roared their terrible roars and they gnashed their terrible teeth. He does not look amused. And rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And they made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus begin." They howled at the moon, they danced, they jumped up and down, they howled, they swung in the trees, they swung some more, they had a procession, and it continued until... "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Where might that be? Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." And the wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day, and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. And that's the end of our story. So, I'll share one of my favourite stories with you. I hope you enjoyed reading that, or listening to that. And can you now guess who I am? The reveal. I think you probably guessed, it's Mr. Pottage.